Hey guys, Lissandro here, and today I'm doing a tutorial video. Now, I know I haven't done tutorial videos in a long time, and I've been busy mainly with school, work, and other stuff going on here and there and stuff like that. And anything YouTube related, I've been mostly focused on an animation channel that I have. I also been kind of teaching myself 3D animation, kind of something extra than pretty much combination of a hobby as well as job related in terms of YouTube and stuff like that. Might probably do stuff like that as like kind of side contract, because there's like a lot of small businesses that want special type of promotions and things like that. And in my own opinion, I've seen a lot of people that are not really good at it, because there's some professionals that already do that as a career, and in my own opinion they don't do a really good job of it. But anyway, that's just my own take on it. So as you can see here, uh, I'm not doing like what I did on my previous tutorial videos, which is kind of like a draw pad and stylus or mouse or anything like that. This is a software that I found some time back, and it's, as you can see, it's a lot neater, a lot cleaner, a lot better to for demonstration purposes. This is way better than using like Word or TextPad or anything, which is um, in my own opinion, it looks kind of messy and shit like that. But anyway, so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on algebra. Okay, and the thing about algebra is, for a lot of beginner college students, freshmen in college, they go through a lot of trouble with algebra mainly. In my own opinion, it's they go through a lot of trouble with algebra more than students that would go through like pre-cal, trigonometry, cal 1, cal 2, cal 3, or physics, chemistry, or any other um, thing, any other subject that uses mathematical concepts. But anyway, keep in mind this is for people who are barely starting algebra. So let's get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down an expression, and the expression is 4x plus 5 equals 1. Okay, 4x plus 5 equals 1. Okay, and the idea of this, let me go ahead and write it. Solve for x. Okay, so how do you go ahead and solve for x? Okay, and the way you go ahead and do this is like this. Okay, so as you can see here, you first you have to evaluate and look at what you have on the table. Okay, it's the same thing as any project or anything you're gonna work with. You have to see what are your ingredients, what you have on the table, what you're gonna work with, and that's the same case in here. And what you have here is an integer times a variable, okay, plus another integer, which the end result is another integer, which is less than your first two integers. Okay, so how you go about this is you pretty much have to simplify it down in steps. So what I'm gonna do here is write 4x, okay, plus 5, okay, okay, 4x plus 5, okay, but you want to get rid of you want to simplify it down. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and add 5. Okay, why? Because we want to get rid of this 5 to try to simplify it down all the way to you get to the result of x. What equals x? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What would equal x? In other words, and another term you can put it in is that what plugged in here will give you the result of 1. Now, right here, it's simple. You can try to go ahead and guess, try to do educated guesses and all. But the problem with that is that if you do that on much more complicated, equations, you're gonna get confused. So what you have to do is break it down into pieces. So that's why for this plus 5, I added its counterpart, which minus 5. Okay, now let me go ahead and okay, equals, okay, 1. And because you put the negative 5 here, you also do it here, minus 5. Why? Because it the idea is to balance the equation. You don't want to alter the expression in any way or so. So you're just trying to simplify it as best as you can without altering it in any way or form. You want to get the same result that you would get on here as if you would on the simplified form of the expression. So let's see what we have here. So 4x, okay. Now plus 5 and minus 5, we all know that equals 0. Okay. Now let me go ahead and 1 minus 5, and what your end result here is a negative 4. Okay. Now let me go ahead and simplify it even further. 4x equals negative 4. Okay, so now you only have one integer times a variable, which equals a negative integer. Okay, so how do you what do you do now? Okay, now what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna go ahead and write 4x divided by 4 equals negative 4 divided by 4. Okay, and for those of you who don't know this, what you do now is pretty much you go ahead and you can write it in this way. This step is optional, of course. 4 divided by 4 times x equals, okay, and let's put a negative, and let's just go ahead and separate this in parentheses. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, any number divided by itself is equal to 1. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the same as this. So if this equals 1, so does this. And what you get is 1x, which is equal to negative parentheses 1, which is the same as x equals negative 1. Okay, and why? Because any 1 times any number is gonna be the same as what you're multiplying it by. So if you're multiplying it by 2, it's gonna stay the same. It doesn't do any consequential change or anything like that. That's different if you, of course, like add a sign like -1. That's a completely different story. But anyway, so 1 times x is x. It doesn't change it. And -1, it turns into a -1. Okay, so your end result is x equals -1. Alright, so how do you know this is the answer? Well, what you do now that you simplified it, and now that you worked all the steps and went meticulously cutting down steps and simplifying it, what you do now is plug in your -1 into here. So what I'm gonna do now is this. Okay, so 4 times -1 plus 5 equals 1. Okay, now let me go ahead here. Okay, so it 4 times -1. Okay, you know already that any positive number times a negative number equals a negative number. So 4 times -1 is -4. Why? Because the 1, it doesn't change anything. However, it does change the sign, so it's going to be a -4. Plus 5 is equal to 1. Okay, now here's an interesting thing. A -4 plus a 5. Now, there's another way you can consider this. Okay, and this is just to clear out the confusion between positive and negative numbers. Okay, I'll go ahead and okay, -4. Okay, plus okay, 5. Okay, so what equals 5? Okay, 4 plus 1 is equal the same as 5 up here. Okay, so go ahead, equal, and you put it what's on your other side. So now we go ahead and jump kind of like clear things up over here. Okay, so you have -4 plus 4, okay, plus 1 equals 1. Okay, and as I mentioned over here, two equal numbers of opposite signs cancel out each other. So if plus 5 and -5 equals 0, then the same goes for -4 and plus 4. So at the end of the day, your result is what you're left with on one side is 1. Why? Because your 0 plus 1 equals 1. Okay, and since 0 doesn't do any effect, we can go ahead and pretty much write it like this. Okay, equals 1? Is 1 equals 1? And of course, 1 equals 1. So therefore, you already know your statement is true. So therefore, you already know that x equals -1. Okay? But anyway, this will be all for the tutorial and everything. I need to go ahead and drink some water, of course. When you talk too much, your throat tends to get kind of dry. And I know y'all probably seen on television how people say that I've been talking too much, that their throat's dry and all that. It's not bullshit. That really does happen when you really talk a lot, really conversate a lot, you know. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Pledge to my Patreon, and I'm gonna also put a link for a GoFundMe account to for y'all can contribute to that. But for now, go ahead and pledge to my Patreon. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.